Well, hello, everyone. Happy New Year. I think some of you have already written this, but I wanted to make sure you understood that we have the votes. Once the impeachment trial has begun, to pass a resolution essentially the same, very similar to the 100-0 vote in the Clinton trial, which sets up, as you may recall, what could best be described as maybe a phase one, which would include, obviously, the arguments from the prosecution, arguments from the defense, and then a period of written questions. Because remember, senators are not allowed to speak during the impeachment trial. So basically, written questions submitted to either the prosecution or the defense through the Chief Justice. The issue of the appropriateness of calling witnesses was addressed. Obviously, that is the most contentious part of one of these proceedings, and that'll be addressed at that time and not before the trial begins. With regard to getting the papers, it is a rule of impeachment in the Senate that we must receive the papers. It continues to be my hope that the Speaker will send them on over. The House argued that this was an emergency. They needed to act quickly, that the President was such, apparently, from their point of view, such a danger to the country that they needed to really rush this through. And then they sat on the papers now for 3 weeks. I hope that'll end this week. I understand there's considerable discomfort among Senate Democrats, some of them expressing that to some of you over the continued delay in sending it on over. I wanted to touch on a couple of other things. There was some discussion in the last few days related to the Iraq episode that we're experiencing now about the appropriateness of targets. I want to associate myself with the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State with regard to the appropriateness of cultural sites being targeted. That is not appropriate. As many of you have already written, and I've been pretty open about it, courting the Secretary of State to run for the U.S. Senate. He's made a decision that I think clearly under the circumstances is best for the country to continue to serve in that role. I think clearly under these circumstances he made the right decision. That should not, however, lead to any excess observations on the part of the other side that Kansas, which hasn't elected a Democratic senator since 1932, will do it in 2020.